Torn between the speed of a road bike and the ruggedness of a mountain bike? You don't have to choose when you can have the perfect hybrid, but picking the wrong one could turn your daily commute into an absolute nightmare. That is why I spent the last few months putting the top contenders through their paces. I have personally tested everything from budget-friendly commuters to premium fitness bikes to see which ones actually deliver on their promises. I'll be breaking down their features, how they actually feel on the road, and who they are really for. Number 7. Cyclist Sawyer hybrid bikes for women. When I first got my hands on this bike, I was immediately drawn to its classic step-through aesthetic, which genuinely looks great for casual rides around the neighborhood. It is marketed heavily towards the everyday commuter who wants a relaxed, upright riding position. During my initial test rides on smooth, flat suburban streets, it handled adequately, providing a very relaxed posture that kept the strain off my lower back and shoulders. The step-through frame design is undoubtedly its strongest feature, making it incredibly easy to mount and dismount, especially if you are wearing regular everyday clothing or carrying a backpack. It comes equipped with a rear rack and fenders right out of the box, which is a nice touch for those planning to use it for grocery runs or wet weather commuting. The swept-back handlebars also contribute to that laid-back cruiser feel, giving you a very wide, stable grip while navigating quiet streets. However, the moment I took the Cyclist Sawyer off the perfectly paved paths and onto anything remotely challenging, the illusion of a perfect commuter started to fade quite rapidly. I found the overall weight of the bike to be surprisingly cumbersome for a modern hybrid, making it an absolute chore to carry up a flight of stairs or lift onto a car rack. When trying to accelerate quickly from a stoplight, the heavy frame feels sluggish, completely sapping your energy before you even get up to a decent cruising speed. The gearing system also left a lot to be desired during my test rides. While it has enough gears on paper for moderate hills, the actual shifting experience felt remarkably clunky and imprecise. Number 6. HILAND 700C Wheels Hybrid Bike. This model attempts to bridge the gap between a fast urban commuter and a comfortable fitness bike, sporting a much more traditional diamond frame or a step-through option depending on what you prefer. I took this bike out for several urban commutes to see how it handled the chaotic environment of city traffic, and initially, the larger 700C wheels provided a noticeable improvement in rolling efficiency compared to traditional cruiser setups. The aluminum frame is certainly a step up in terms of weight reduction compared to heavy steel cruisers, making it somewhat easier to maneuver through tight spaces. The HILAND comes with a Shimano drivetrain, which is generally a reliable name in the cycling world, and it provides a decent range of gears for tackling a variety of urban terrains. The flat handlebars offer a more aggressive, forward-leaning riding position, which I found helpful when trying to pick up speed on long stretches of uninterrupted bike lanes. Despite these positive traits, my extended testing revealed several frustrating compromises that hold the HILAND back from being a top contender. The most glaring issue I encountered was with the stock braking system. Even after careful adjustment, the stopping power felt surprisingly spongy and uninspiring, especially when I needed to make sudden stops in wet conditions or while traveling at higher speeds. This lack of immediate bite completely eroded my confidence when navigating through busy intersections. Furthermore, the ride quality itself proved to be incredibly harsh over anything but the smoothest asphalt. The rigid fork combined with the rather narrow stock tires means that every single crack, pothole, and piece of gravel sends vibrations aggressively up through the handlebars and directly into your hands and wrists. 5. EOYOBIKE 700C Hybrid Bike. I spent a full week using this as my primary method of transportation, running errands and doing light fitness rides, and it handled the transition between different tasks quite gracefully. It leans heavily into the commuter side of the hybrid spectrum, arriving with a host of practical accessories that instantly save you time and money on aftermarket upgrades. What immediately stood out to me during my testing was the inclusion of practical commuting essentials, like a headlight, reflectors, and a sturdy rear rack. Often, budget-friendly hybrids strip these away to save on cost, but EOYOBIKE includes them, making it genuinely ready for city life the moment you finish assembling it. The 700C wheels carry momentum beautifully, allowing me to maintain a brisk pace on the road without feeling like I was constantly fighting rolling resistance. The lightweight aluminum frame is well constructed and provides a very stable, predictable ride. I found the geometry to be an excellent middle ground, not so upright that you lose aerodynamic efficiency, but not so aggressive that your lower back begins to ache after 20 minutes. The shifting mechanism performed reliably during my test runs, clicking through the gears with a satisfying precision that allowed me to easily adapt to changing inclines without losing my cadence. Another feature I really appreciated was the flat handlebar design, which gave me excellent leverage and control when dodging debris in the bike lane. The handling is responsive without feeling overly twitchy, making it a highly accessible ride for beginners and experienced cyclists alike. The stock tires offer a decent compromise, providing enough smooth surface area for speed while retaining just enough tread to confidently handle a dusty trail or a hard-packed gravel path. 4. VIRIBUS hybrid bikes. Right from the very first pedal stroke, the VIRIBUS differentiates itself by how effortlessly it seems to glide over the pavement. I took this bike out on a mix of long, sweeping park paths and congested city grids, and it consistently impressed me with its incredibly nimble handling and sprightly acceleration. It feels like a bike that genuinely wants to go fast, borrowing some of the best attributes from dedicated road bikes. The core of this bike's excellent performance is its remarkably lightweight aluminum frame. During my testing, I had to carry this bike up 2 flights of stairs to my apartment, and the weight difference compared to the lower-ranked models was absolutely night and day. This lightweight nature translates directly to the road, making hill climbs feel significantly less punishing and allowing for rapid, energetic sprints when taking off from a green light. The drivetrain on the VIRIBUS is remarkably smooth, offering seamless transitions across its gear range. Whether I was dropping into a low gear to grind up a steep overpass, or shifting into the highest gear to maximize my speed on a downhill stretch, the chain moved flawlessly without any hesitation or grinding. The mechanical disc brakes are also a massive upgrade over rim brake models, providing incredibly strong, predictable stopping power that performs consistently regardless of whether the rims are wet or dry. Comfort was clearly a priority in the design of this bike, despite its speedy nature. The slightly wider tires do a fantastic job of absorbing road chatter, taking the sting out of minor potholes and rough pavement that would normally jar your arms. 3. Tommaso Forza Tourney hybrid bike. Tommaso is a brand known for delivering incredible value, and the Forza Tourney is no exception. I spent a weekend putting this bike through a rigorous testing protocol, including a massive 30-mile fitness ride along a coastal path, and its performance was nothing short of stellar. This is where we start seeing truly premium engineering making its way into the hybrid category, resulting in a ride that feels incredibly refined. The frame geometry on the Forza Tourney is slightly more aggressive, placing you in a slightly forward-leaning posture that maximizes your pedaling efficiency and power transfer. Every time I stood up on the pedals to sprint, the frame felt incredibly stiff and responsive, with absolutely no flex wasting my energy. It is equipped with a full Shimano Tourney drivetrain, which operates so quietly and smoothly that gear changes are practically imperceptible, allowing you to maintain a perfect rhythm. One of the standout features of this bike is the wheel set. The wheels are built tough to handle the rigors of daily riding, yet they spin up quickly and hold their speed beautifully. I found myself effortlessly keeping pace with dedicated road cyclists on the smoother sections of my test route. The flat handlebars are perfectly sized, offering a natural, relaxed hand position that keeps your chest open for optimal breathing during intense cardiovascular workouts. The braking performance is handled by high-quality disc brakes that deliver absolute precision. I was able to modulate my speed with just one finger on the brake levers, giving me a tremendous amount of confidence when navigating steep descents or dealing with unpredictable pedestrian traffic. 2. Tommaso La Forma Hybrid Bike. If the Forza Tourney is a great fitness bike, the La Forma is a masterclass in hybrid engineering. Taking the La Forma out for my testing phase felt like stepping into a luxury sports car. It is impossibly sleek, incredibly fast, and built with a level of attention to detail that you typically only find on bikes costing twice as much. I took it on my most challenging test route, featuring steep climbs, rapid descents, and mixed surfaces, and it conquered all of it with ease. The defining feature of the La Forma is its ultra-lightweight aluminum frame, paired with an HCT carbon fiber fork. The addition of the carbon fork completely transforms the ride quality. During my tests on rough, weather-beaten roads, the carbon fiber absorbed the high-frequency vibrations that usually cause hand numbness, delivering a ride that is silky smooth without sacrificing an ounce of speed. It makes a massive difference in your endurance, allowing you to ride harder for much longer. The Shimano Acera drivetrain is a significant step up in quality, providing lightning-fast, incredibly crisp shifting under heavy loads. I never experienced a single drop chain or missed gear, even when shifting abruptly while grinding up a steep hill. The gearing ratio is perfectly calibrated, offering plenty of high-end speed for flat sprints and enough low-end torque to make climbing mountainous terrain feel highly manageable. Tommaso also nailed the contact points on the La Forma. The premium grips are ergonomic and incredibly comfortable, while the saddle strikes the perfect balance between supportive firmness and plush cushioning. 1. Schwinn GTX Comfort Adult Hybrid Bike. When I set out to find the absolute best hybrid bike on the market, I was looking for the ultimate do-it-all machine, and the Schwinn GTX is exactly that. I took this bike everywhere, from perfectly manicured bike paths to rugged, unpaved forest trails, and it was the only bike on this list that never felt out of its element. It represents the absolute pinnacle of what a hybrid bike is supposed to be, entirely adaptable and relentlessly capable. The absolute game changer on the Schwinn GTX is the inclusion of a high-quality front suspension fork. While rigid forks are great for pure speed, the suspension on the GTX completely ate up rocks, roots, and massive potholes during my off-road testing. It smooths out the most chaotic terrain, keeping the front wheel planted securely on the ground for maximum control. Yet, it doesn't feel overly soft or bouncy when you transition back to smooth pavement, striking a masterfully engineered balance. This dual sport capability is further enhanced by the multi-use tires. They feature a fast-rolling center tread that allows you to fly down paved roads, combined with aggressive side knobs that bite hard into loose dirt and gravel when you take corners off-road. Paired with mechanical disc brakes that offer stopping power capable of halting you safely in wet and muddy conditions, you have a bike that completely inspires confidence regardless of the weather or the terrain. The 21-speed drivetrain is incredibly robust, giving you a massive range of options to conquer absolutely any topography you might encounter. Shifting is seamless and intuitive, allowing you to rapidly adapt to sudden changes in elevation.